we've got the Boston Celtics facing the Dallas Mavericks. This is Brian Anderson with Grant Hill and Stan Van Gundy. And out on the sidelines is Allie LaForce. Tip-off goes to the Celtics. Pass to Porzingis. Here's White. Outside Tatum. Holiday from long range. It's not going to go for him. Thompson with some nice D. Despite entering his 30s, Anthony Davis is not slowing down, Grant.
Yeah, B.A. And last year, AD put up the best rebounding numbers of his career. And his shooting percentage also very high. And just watching him, Davis is still an all-NBA caliber player, capable of taking over on both ends.
Now here's Thompson. Davis. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson. Davis has got his second basket.
And I'll tell you what, if you're going to mix it up with Davis, you better be on your game. He's so powerful inside.
White for three. Gafford grabs the miss. And Dallas with possession. 4-point game. Here's Davis. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Davis has got 6.
Yeah, between his length and touch, Davis is the perfect interior player.
Holiday drives in, and he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. Outside White. Back to Holiday. To the paint. Here's Porzingis. And he comes up with a bucket.
One of the tallest guys in the league. Give Porzingis the ball there and just let him work.
Right side Davis. He's got it. 4 for 4 now. He's automatic.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Pass to Brown. Lets it go from deep. And the rebound goes to Dallas. Now here's Thompson. Gafford with the bucket.
They're simply not missing. Unreal.
Well, as a coach, this is when you enjoy what you're watching. Your team playing well and everything just flowing.
And here's Brown for 3. And he's missed his first 2 shots of the game. To the middle. Washington outside. Back to Davis. And finished off by Davis.
Man, that was fast. They're already up by double digits.
Yeah, incredible play on both ends of the floor. There may be too big of a gap.
And count that. 2 points and a chance for 1 more at the line. So we'll see Kristaps Porzingis go to the line here. It's going to be on Anthony Davis. All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for Dallas?
Well, I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, Jason Kidd had a few moments to share with me. I asked him, what makes Kristaps Porzingis such a great player? He said, look at him. He's over 7 feet. He's just a huge guy. Kristaps has serious skill on offense, and defensively, that size can really be a factor. He's a two-way problem. It'll be interesting to see how they play him tonight.
And Allie, thanks. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Pass to Thompson. Shot clock at 5. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And Porzingis with the block.
Great play by Porzingis. Love seeing the zinger engaged on D.
Back to Davis. And Davis slams it home.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Stafford's got 6.
They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
Yeah, now it's all about maintaining this lead, but you can't start playing it safe. You got to keep attacking and executing.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. There's 49 seconds left to play in the first. Pass to Craig. Here's Hauser. Here's Shireman. Nails it from beyond the arc.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Inside. Here's Prosper. And that one is hammered home.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
Yeah, it's not difficult to figure out why they built this lead. They have been dominant in the paint.
Down low. Here's Powell. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. To the inside. Lively. And a slam dunk by Lively.
And early on, they've been on a tear. Just getting whatever they want offensively.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push.
And so it's Anthony Davis making things happen for Dallas. He made a big impact, scoring 12 points in the quarter. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And quite a position here for the Mavericks to be in. What do you think, guys?
I'll tell you what, judging from that first period, you have to love what they're doing offensively.
Well, you know I'm going to give this coaching staff some credit. What a great game plan they've had. Let's see if this can continue.
Back to Lively. Here's Marshall. He's scoreless. Pocket 4. Lively with the bucket. Well, Grant, when the money's on the line, the mid-range is still a big part of the elite player's game.
You're right, B.A. And really, it comes down to touch, obviously. And size certainly helps. And then the savvy and balance to create that space.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Hey, Brian, a key concept preached by Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla and reiterated by Jaylen Brown, who says it's reading the game, realizing fast, but playing slow. We're the more talented team, he said. We have to be the smarter team as well. And when we do that, we're going to be tough to beat. Brian?
Well, they certainly have been, Allie. Thanks for that. And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout, and we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust.
on the court.
Quarter number 2 with just over a minute of play. Outside, Brown. The three is up. Downtown, Jaylen Brown.
Well, you know, when Brown's hitting the three, it really opens up this offense.
Stan, you look at the Celtics, as high-powered as they come offensively.
No question, Brian. They can space the floor at every position, and any one of their starters is able to give you 20 on a given night.
White can't hit.
And even after airtight defense like that, you still just expect him to hit those kind of shots.
Offensive rebound. Over to the left wing. Inside. Kicks it out to Dinwiddie. 3 on the clock. Down low. A tough finish inside from Davis.
Just in the nick of time. What an assertive play by Davis against the clock.
Here's Holiday. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. It goes on Dwight Powell. And coach, a perennial all-defense performer, Jrue Holiday. Fearsome at that end of the floor in particular.
Yeah, Brian, he's as good a defensive guard as there is. Great size and strength at the point guard spot. You combine that with his IQ and his competitive will, he is a problem on a nightly basis. Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
And what you love most about Davis is his confidence, because it's what helps him take over games.
To the middle. Outside Holiday. Takes a three. Rebound, Anthony Davis. Dallas leading by 15. Pass to Prosper. Back to Marshall. To the paint. And stolen by Brown. Now the Celtics on the move. And White finishes off the break. Well done.
Yeah, great anticipation from Brown to grab the steal and ignite the break.
Now here's Davis, defended by Brown.
Oh, just an artful little reverse slam.
Power and style, that was sweet. To the inside, Brown. And the rebound goes to Dallas.
Suffocating defense to keep the layup from falling.
Down low. And finished off by Davis.
You talk about guys that like to go right to the rim. AD is towards the top of that list.
Holiday surveying the floor. Pass to Brown. This one for three. And he missed again. Now 1 of 5. The Mavericks lead by 17. Right side Davis. Inside. White coming through.
And Holiday takes this responsibility seriously. When someone is open on his squad, he gets it to them.
And Davis slams it home.
And I love how he's pushing the tempo and creating for others. He does this game in and game out. Incredible.
Yeah, when you're moving the ball like that, it just keeps everyone engaged in the game.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Tatum.
That's a careless pass and a wasted possession. That's just unnecessary.
There's 45 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And that one's good.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He wants to review the game plan. changing it up here. Celtics trail by 19. Pass to Horford. 32 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Hauser. Still no points. Just 5 on the clock. With the drive. Can't get it to go. Missed his first one.
Well, you got to miss sometimes, but that one seemed like a gimme.
And here's Lively. And a slam dunk by Lively.
Taking a look at this first half, they've just shown better shot selection.
Yeah, they've done a better job executing offensively, moving the ball and creating high percentage looks.
Count it.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
And so it's Dallas up 19 points as the quarter comes to a close. Their efficiency has been off the charts. They're running their sets well with patience and purpose. Back after this. Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Now Thompson to the middle. Lively with the bucket. Lively's got 10 points in the game. And with today's switching defensive style, versatile wing players are tremendously in demand, Coach.
Yeah, well, position now, Brian, comes down to who can you guard. And guys that can guard 3, 4, 5 different positions, those 6'7", 6'8" guys are often able to do that, and they are extremely valuable.
Here's Pritchard. No points so far. To the paint. Here's Horford. Gafford with the block. Inside. Thompson, no good. So it's Boston now. Here's Pritchard. There's the block. And if you're just joining us, we played just over a minute here in the third. All alone on the break. And Horford gets it to go. Horford's got his first bucket in this one.
I love seeing Big Al get up the floor that way. Sets a great example there for his teammates.
Down low. Thompson scanning the floor. 4 on the clock. Here's Lively. Off target at the rim. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. And Stanley went undrafted back in 2021. But Wisconsin native Sam Hauser has worked his way into a rotation role.
Well, Brian, everyone's looking for shooters, and he is a knockdown shooter. And at 6'7", boasts good size and plays both ends of the court.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. changes for Boston. Celtics trail by 20. And here's Tatum. No made baskets yet. Brown, no good. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Pass to Powell. Here's Marshall. To the inside. Gafford. Good D by Porzingis. And here's Boston. Here's Brown. Oh, and a dunk by Brown!
Yeah, we know Brown loves some aerial theatrics, and he really went all out there.
Here's Marshall. Back to Gafford. Brown with the steal. And they're running. Here's White. Oh, a big finish with a one-handed jam.
And that was a case of great anticipation skills on defense, sparking the transition game.
Well, as a coach, you're always telling your guys to play hard. That's what we need.
And we've got a timeout from Jason Kidd. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over.
There's no way coach likes this effort level. They need to refocus.
Yeah, you have to take a timeout in a situation like this. Stop the bleeding a bit and regroup.
Here's Dinwiddie. Yet to see a basket. Fast break. Here come the Celtics. And the jam by Brown.
One of the smoother athletes in the game. Brown just sort of glides up court in transition.
And you look at Jaylen Brown, Graham. Not many wings have the strength he has.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown could dunk over a brick wall, and he could dunk through a brick wall, too. It's just so hard to move him off his path when he's on his way to the rim.
And both free throws good for Edwards. And growing up in California, Stan, when did you first fall in love with the game of basketball?
Well, Brian, my dad coached for a long time, and I just remember going to his practices and going to his games. I can't remember a time where I didn't love the game.
Dallas leading by 16. It's Dinwiddie on the wing. Pass to Davis. Here's Prosper. Inside. And Davis slams it home.
Tonight, their attack revolves around him. As he goes, so goes the offense.
And so Holiday will bring it up for Boston. And the foul on Anthony Davis. That's foul number 2 for him. And we've got a timeout from Jason Kidd. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Hey, Brian, Anthony Davis is letting it fly. He said, the way that teams are playing me, I've been getting back to the mid-range. It's an easier shot instead of fighting the double team, so that's all it is. Continuing to trust it and shoot it. Brian, we've seen that jumper be a real weapon for him.
Yeah, that's a good call, Allie. Thanks.
Substitution on the court.
Outside Tatum. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Second personal foul.
You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken, but that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
And he makes the first but misses the second.
Just money from the line. Tatum knows the importance of making free throws.
Maybe unnecessary to go for the finger roll instead of just laying it in, but it is impressive.
Outside Holiday. Outside Brown. From outside the arc. Mavericks with a rebound. Earlier they held a 23-point lead. To the middle. Here's Powell. Uses the glass on the layup. And the Mavericks lead by 21.
Well, he knew he had the size advantage to dominate the defense there. Go right at him.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Changes for Boston. There's 37 seconds left in the third. Here's Pritchard. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Outside Craig. Pass to Shireman. Here's the three. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Dallas leading by 21. Lively with it. The floater. Horford with some nice D. Here's Hauser. He gets it up. Good! Without a second to spare.
Oh, you gotta have some real nerve to hit that shot.
What poise, what focus. That's an impressive shot.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits. It may be difficult to overcome. Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. Celtics trail by 19. Here's Pritchard. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Dallas?
Well, they've clearly been focused on getting the ball inside. And up to this point, the defense has not had an answer.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Dallas leading by 17 to the paint. Down low. Out to Thompson. Back to Lively. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. Both teams will make substitutions. And it's Tatum with the ball for Boston, trailing by 19. Outside, Brown. Porzingis sets a screen. And Klay Thompson picks up the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
And here's Brown for 3. Powell pulls it in. Dallas leading by 19. To the inside. Out to Thompson. To the paint. Pass to Marshall. Just 5 to shoot. To the middle. Here's Davis. Good setup. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Davis has got 30.
Absolutely ruthless. He's not about to start showing mercy now.
Yeah, he's leaving no doubt in this one. Doing everything he can to slam the door on a comeback.
Powell with a steal. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the 4th. Here's Gafford. And the dunk by Gafford.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set.
Here's Davis. And finished off by Davis.
One of the most selfless stars in the game. Klay has no problem playing the role of distributor.
Here's Porzingis. And he banks in the layup.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
Out to Thompson. Inside. And finished off by Davis.
Well, it's easy to see why they continue to call his number. He's delivered, and he's the leading scorer in this game.
Powell with a steal. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. Thompson outside. Pass to Davis. Over Porzingis. Davis misses. White with it. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. He'll have a jump ball. Outside, Brown. From the arc. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
And the dunk by Gafford.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Porzingis.
Kristaps Porzingis.
And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
Personal foul. Third team foul.
That free throw good from Porzingis.
Standing at 7'3", we have never seen a player quite like Kristaps Porzingis, a fantastic shooter, a solid ball handler. What a talent. He put a little flair on that one.
Yes, he did. Man, he's a strong finisher, huh? Here's Porzingis. From down in the low post, it goes. Porzingis has got 7 points here in the quarter.
Yeah, this is when they need to lean on him more. Get him the ball and let him build some momentum.
Now here's Gafford. Clock at 6. Pass to Powell. Now Gafford, pounded by Tatum. Well, there's the shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
Well, that's an unforced error. If you want to drive your coach crazy, that's the way to do it.
Celtics trail by 19.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the Mavericks.
A pair of tremendous rebounding teams.
And these guys played a little harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and I loved his attitude tonight. He really had that scorer's mentality. Absolutely no one was stopping him.
To the middle. And finished off by Davis.
This has to feel good. They gave their fans a show and secured the W.
Yep, the crowd gets to go home feeling good about the win tonight. Their team looked impressive.
Fantastic ball movement for them tonight.
Things are definitely working offensively. A balanced attack is just so much harder to defend. That's an inspired ball club. They fought hard, and during the most important moments, they made big plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
Here's Marshall. Thompson outside. To the inside. Pass to Powell. Here's Davis. And so Dallas takes this one by a big margin. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They didn't. Just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Stan Van Gundy,